Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are good. In the last video lecture, we have seen the classification of proteins. Today, we are going to see the four different levels of protein or the structural organization of proteins. So we are dealing with the chapter chemistry of proteins. So friends, see the lecture till the end because it will be very helpful for you for writing the answer in the examination, and it will be beneficial for you to get the marks. So my request is that to concentrate on the lecture, and today we are going to see the levels of protein. So here the four different levels of proteins are there. First one is primary structure of the protein. Second one is secondary structure of the protein. Third one is tertiary structure of the protein, and fourth one is quaternary structure of the protein. So these are the four different levels or organization of proteins. So here you must know that the proteins have four different organization. So you must know the first, the word conformation means what? Conformation is the arrangement of three-dimensional structure is said to be the conformation. So here you must know that the arrangement of the three-dimensional structure in the protein or the atoms in three-dimensional structure is said to be the conformation. Now the another word is native protein, means the in protein the functional and folding conformation is said to be the native protein, and the word stability means to maintain the native conformation. So here the different terms are there for the structure of the protein. So you must know that the first we'll see the primary structure of the protein. If a question is asked to you in the examination, explain in brief the structure or the primary structure of the protein or and the secondary structure of the protein. So your answer starts here and it will be a question of 2 marks. Today we will see only the two structures, that primary structure of protein and the secondary structure of protein. So your answer starts for the SAQ. Here the primary structure of the protein is here the sequence of amino acids are present in the structure. So here you must know that the amino acids are the linear polymer of the proteins. So here you must know the proteins are present in a sequence form. The proteins are present in a sequence form, and this amino acids are present in a sequence form in a protein structure, and these are connected with each other by a peptide bond. So here a structure is given here. This amino group is there. It is said to be the N terminal, and in the last the C terminal is there. So here the peptide bond is formed between the carboxyl and amino group. The carboxyl group of first amino acid will get attached with the amino group of another amino acid, and there will be the formation of peptide bond, and this peptide bond is formed by the condensation process, means that the removal of water molecule will be there and the formation of peptide bond between the CO carboxyl and amide group, and this peptide bond is formed. So how these primary structures are the primary structure. They are the sequence of the amino acids forming the peptide bond. So sequence of amino acids are present. These peptide bonds are covalently joined with each other. So here you must know the amino acids are unitedly form the peptide bond covalently. So you must know that the primary structure of the protein is the formation of peptide bond will be there, and the amino acids will be in sequence form. So you must know that first in the year 1953 the scientist known as Frederick Sanger, what he determined? He determined the backbone of insulin. Insulin contains 51 amino acids in two different polypeptides. The first polypeptide will have 21 amino acids and the second will have 30 amino acids, and these amino acids are just connected with the disulfide bond, or you must know the disulfide bonds are present between two cysteine amino acids. So here the Frederick Sanger in the year 1953 determined the backbone of insulin. So you must know that the amino acids are present in a sequence manner. Now we'll see that what are the other primary structure. Phosphorylation and glycosylations are considered as the part primary structures, and you must know that the importance of this primary structure is that without the sequence of amino acids the protein cannot give the functions in the body, So here you must know that they carry the important function in our body. That primary structures also shows the cellular location, and as well as the half-life of protein is determined by the primary structure. So here you must know that only the sequence of amino acids are present, and the R1, R2, R3, R4, these are nothing but the amino acids which are connected with each other by peptide bond. Now we'll see the second structure of the protein is known as secondary structure, and this secondary structure is first reported by Linus Pauling and Robert Corey in the year 1951. So he found the secondary structure of protein, and what he reported that the secondary structure of protein is present in helical manner, or the helical structure of the secondary structure is given by the Robert Corey, Linus Pauling. Now what happens here? The regular peptide linkages are found and regular hydrogen bonding are also seen, and here you must know that from this, in the center it is an axis. See, this is the helical structure of the secondary structure of the protein. So here in the center axis is there, and you must know that the R amino acids are protruded exteriorly. So you must know that the axis is there in the center, and the peptide linkages are there at each and every turn, and you must know that hydrogen bonding are also present there. The hydrogen bonds are present between CO and NH, means carboxyl group and amide group. The O atom is connected with the H atom of the amide group. So here the hydrogen bonds are formed. Moreover, the secondary structure also forms the beta-pleated sheet structure. So here the beta-pleated sheet structures are formed in the presence of hydrogen bonds between the peptide linkages of the adjacent polypeptide. Now here the two different types of the beta sheet pleated sheets are there. First one is parallel beta pleated sheet. So what is the parallel beta pleated sheet means? The polypeptides are running in the same direction. See here, first polypeptide and second polypeptide. This is the N terminal and this is the C terminal of the polypeptide. So here you can see that NH3, NH3. So the polypeptides are running in a same direction and they form the hydrogen bond between the CO and NH. So you must know that the hydrogen bonds are formed here between the carboxylic group and amide group. So and what is in the anti-parallel beta pleated sheet? The anti-parallel beta pleated sheet is the N terminal is here from the first polypeptide and the C terminal from the polypeptide. Now here the C terminal will run in opposite direction here and the N terminal will be here of the second polypeptide. Therefore this is said to be anti-parallel beta pleated sheet. So the secondary structure of the protein is shown or reported by Linus Pauling and Robert Corey in the year 1951 in two different manner. First one is helical structure and the another one is beta pleated sheet. So here in helical structure you must know that after in each turn 3.6 amino acids are present and the 0.5 nanometer distance is covered by amino acid and each amino acid will have 0.15 nanometer space, means the space occupied by a single amino acid will be the 0.15 nanometer. Now you must know that the alpha helical structure is formed spontaneously and it is stable one, and the alpha helical structure which is formed in right stranded, so these are more stable than the left stranded structure. So these are the two different structures which are shown by Robert Corey, the alpha helical structure and the beta pleated sheets. The beta pleated sheets which we have seen that they are found in abnormal condition in some immunoglobulins, and that the presence of the beta sheets in abnormal condition leads to the disease amyloidosis. So here in this amyloidosis what happens, the amyloid fibrils, the accumulation of amyloid fibrils will be there. These amyloid fibrils are present in misfolded conditions in amyloidosis. So here friends we have seen the structure of protein, the secondary structure of protein. So if you like my lecture, please share it, give some comment and don't forget to subscribe it. Thank you very much.